It's been 1 year since Russia's military invaded Ukraine. This is Kane Explains the War in Ukraine. In February 2022, the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, ordered his military into Ukrainian territory. Since then, war has been ongoing in Ukraine. If you're like me, you probably have lots of questions about this conflict. Like, why did it start, or what does Russia want? According to experts, there are two main reasons: history and politics.
A lot of people in Russia, not only Putin, see Ukraine as a historical part of Russia.
That's because the Ukrainian people have lived under Russian rule throughout various points in history. They gained their independence 30 years ago in 1991, but
in the summer of 2021, Putin wrote a big historical document explaining why Ukraine belongs to Russia. And in February of 2022, he acted on it.
The historical reason is really just a lead into the political reason, which has more to do with power and influence. Ukraine has been getting closer to Western allies.
Ukraine, in the last 10 to 15 years, has been slowly moving towards building a very vibrant democracy and towards trying to be integrated with the other democracies in Europe.
Our experts say that poses a threat to Putin, who wants Russia's influence to be stronger over Ukraine. But what about Ukraine? Why do they keep fighting? This is a war of aggression, meaning Russia attacked Ukraine unprovoked and Ukraine is defending itself.
It's their home. They're keeping their home and their right to be who they are, to keep their country, to keep their language, to keep their culture. And so there is no choice of backing down for Ukraine.
However, the toll of the war has been huge, especially on Ukrainians. As of January 30th, 7,110 civilians have been killed and 11,546 injured, according to the United Nations. With all that devastation, the big question on everyone's minds: when will the war end? Unfortunately, experts don't think it will be anytime soon.
It doesn't look like it can end very quickly because Ukraine wants to liberate all of its territory. So because Russia is not giving up, the only way that this war can end is in a military end. And this takes time and resources and unfortunately a lot of lives lost.
Popova believes there are two ways this war can end. Ukraine wins, it takes back all its territory, or Russia conquers some part or all of Ukraine. Kind of begs the question, is there no room for peace? Recently, the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, told Sky News that he is not open to negotiating with Putin.
After full-scale invasion, for me, he's nobody.
That's because Putin is not willing to leave Ukraine.
Discussing peace when they're not willing to leave means discussing the way in which Ukraine will give up part of it itself to Russia.
But Julie Clark says there is still room for hope that diplomacy and peace can win out.
It is a very hard job, and it often takes time, and it often is something that the people involved have to be very committed to. But there's always the choice for diplomacy.
For kids in Canada, the war in Ukraine is far away. We are safe. However, there might be new faces moving into your community or joining your class. Something that Canadian kids can do to help is to make sure refugees feel welcome. That's all for Kane Explains. I'm Salvaid Yousefi, and thank you for watching!